The wait between Zelda games can be long and grueling, as we all know. We're in the midst of experiencing one of those right now, as a matter of fact. Waits like these can unfortunately lead to others having some fun at all of our collective expense. Here are the top 5 fake Zelda game leaks. In April 2015, some fans attending the Zelda Symphony concert in Germany were met with an interesting street past me, which claimed to have most recently been playing The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess 3D. Speculation ran wild about a secret Nintendo employee attending the concert, playing some secret build of Twilight Princess. But of course, this was just the result of a devious hacker. As it turns out, the original person to post the image was in cahoots with said hacker, both of which attended the concert together while staging this elaborate prank. Fortunately, later in fall of 2015, we would learn that we would be getting Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U to be released in 2016, which in my opinion is a lot better than anything we would have gotten on a 3DS version. In January of 2012, a rumor surfaced that Nintendo was working on not one, but 2 Zelda games for the Nintendo 3DS, much like Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. According to the source, the first game is titled The Legend of Zelda Fire Prophecy, and the second game is titled The Legend of Zelda Ice Prophecy. Nintendo had already confirmed at this point that they were working on a new Zelda title for the Nintendo 3DS, which we now know was actually A Link Between Worlds. Given the 2 rumored game names, I do wonder if the original source got the idea after binge-watching the first season of Game of Thrones. The following day after this rumor surfaced, a freelance game translator over at Glitterberry who speaks fluent Japanese confirmed the games were fake due to the following. The writing in Fire in the game title was written in kanji, and Ice was written in katakana, making the titles inconsistent. Both should have been written in either katakana or both in kanji. In January of 2010, with hype building to the yet revealed Zelda Wii title, a ZeldaDungeon.net contributor received alleged leaked screenshots from an anonymous source. The screenshots included a title screen showcasing the name The Legend of Zelda The Broken Triforce. The images were confirmed fake not too long after and were revealed to be created by a Zelda Universe member with the original non-blurry screens provided. Upon closer inspection, while they are impressive screens, things like the UI do look a little flat, but still interesting nonetheless. In May of 2014, an alleged leaked document for that year's E3 plans indicated that Nintendo would not only be revealing the next Zelda title for the Wii U, but it would also be playable and is called The Legend of Zelda Shard of Nightmare. Some sites claim they were given pictures from an inside source or a friend working close to Nintendo. The screens were taken in classic leaker fashion, blurry and at an angle, because why wouldn't they be? The screenshots were eventually revealed to be fake and were taken from a DeviantArt artist, and the creator of the fake leak just slapped a logo on there with Shard of Nightmare, which they couldn't even layer properly, as you see with the S in Shard. Lucky for fans, that year we would get an E3 teaser for the game that would eventually become Breath of the Wild. Perhaps the most infamous fake Zelda leak ever was Valley of the Flood. On this topic, Zelda Universe contributor Dr. Yu wrote the following. Depending on how long you've been following Zelda news on the internet, you may or may not remember a supposed game known as Project Deluge, or Valley of the Flood. Back in 2008, a secret interview between Eiji Aonuma and a mysterious person known only as Kyle was leaked on the IGN forums. In it, Aonuma revealed what he described as the next Zelda title, and at the time, there was virtually no information present on what was then known as Zelda Wii. As such, this was massive news. He described a darker, more technologically advanced world in which a well-intentioned but delusional boy took on the persona of the hero of time in order to defeat Ganondorf and prevent the world from being flooded by the goddesses. Sound familiar? Valley of the Flood was described as a prequel to The Wind Waker, revealing the details of what happened when, as stated in The Wind Waker's introductory sequence, the hero did not appear. Taking place in an apocalyptic Hyrule, the game would have the player act as the would-be Link, only to know that in the end, the deluge would claim Hyrule and the Great Sea would drown out the world below. Of course, this was later confirmed to be a completely false rumor. Eiji Aonuma would never give this interview, and Nintendo was never working on a secret project called Valley of the Flood. Besides, we now have Skyward Sword as our promised Zelda title for the Wii." End quote. Valley of the Flood was said to have a steampunk theme to it, which certainly would have been a fascinating new style for the series. Make sure to let me know in the comments what your favorite or least favorite fake Zelda leaks were. All sources are in the video description, and I'll see you guys next time.